and I hop on Instagram and I seen Chichi's story. It was like a little 5-second snippet, of Lil Durk rapping chorus for the main hook of the song. And I was like, wait a minute, I was like, that beat sound familiar. That shit had me kind of like, I was like, oh shit, it's like, what the fuck? Like, I really got this shit. Yo, what's good, boys? My name's Danny. I started making beats almost about a year and a half ago. I wasn't really, how can I say, very open to it. It wasn't until Twisted Genius, he was hosting beat battles. This is when Something to Prove came out. I seen the little flyer he had, and I was just like, this could be probably a good opportunity, you know. I submitted a beat. I went past first round. Even from there, I kind of like started to meet these new people like 300 Peso, just like regular folks that we know TV. So that kind of like gave me a little boost. So I started like cooking up more and more and more. And it wasn't until last year of July, Twisted held another beat battle, which was in Atlanta. So I was like, screw it, let me see how much better I got. So I was like, screw it, I'm gonna go to this one in Atlanta. But I was like, well, I'm in Atlanta for the weekend, I want to link up with somebody, you know, just another producer. So one of my boys, his name's Aloe, or I hit him up actually. I was like, hey bro, you know any dope producers or anybody we can link up in Atlanta while I'm over there for the weekend? He gave me two options. He gave me Who Is J Beats from ProducerGrind, and then he gave me another option, which later came out to be my brother, Matt Music. And this was before I actually knew he was Lil Baby's engineer. We link up after the beat battle. I ended up getting knocked out second round again. Later the next day came the session with Matt. So I link up with Matt, you know.
So you booked the session with Matt, or you just linked up with him?
Nah, I booked the session with Matt. It was more on the producer side. We were both just cooking up as producers type shit. Yeah, I actually hit him up. I know it was funny because like how that happened, how I actually messaged him. Like back then I didn't really know how to approach people. So I sent bro like a long ass DM, just like, yo, whoopty whoop, you know, I'm a new producer, trying to get, what's that called, a session with you. I love to work with you, Alabama, whoopty whoop, you know. He left me on scene, and then once it came to the actual beat battle, I seen him, I was like, yo, I'm Danny. He like, oh shit. He like, yeah, what's up, bro? And I guess that's when he knew like, yo, I'm serious. Then Aloe was also cool with Matt, so he was just like, I'm supposed to have the session with Aloe. He like, oh, okay, now, okay, I'll get you. Going out and networking, like that's how I really got this whole placement, which is from networking. It's better to be there in person, and you know, for them to actually get to know you, compared to like being somebody and seeing like hundreds of different messages of random people. It's like I said, the day of the session, we just linked up, cooked up, and it just clicked from there. Started building up a relationship. July up until like November, December, I was going to Atlanta every month. The thing is, whenever I was going to Atlanta, I was always linking up with Matt. We were just like cooking up. But for real, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have like for real be where I'm at. But one day, he's just like, I just got a message. He's like, yo, send beats to this email. And I'm like, sure, what you need? He like, just send Lil Baby beats. I was like, word. So I started sending beats in September. It wasn't until December when I found out I had a placement with Baby. He's like, yo, you got one with Baby. So I was kind of like feeling, I was like, maybe it's gonna be one of them songs, you know, it's just the ones that they keep in the vault. I wasn't really thinking too much of it, so I just kept cooking. It wasn't until April, and I hop on Instagram and I seen Chichi's story. It was like a little 5-second snippet, of Lil Durk rapping chorus for the main hook of the song. And I was like, wait a minute, I was like, that beat sound familiar. That shit had me kind of like, I was like, oh shit, it's like, what the fuck? Like, I really got this shit. Me and Matt were already like cool, so he was just like, I'll give him the information. And they actually sent me a message, and they're just like, send me your email, whoopty whoop. And yeah, that's how they got a hold of me, was really mad. I don't know what was on my mind, but I was like, let me just make some piano shit. And I came up with this concept bank, the Maverick. This is probably one of my favorite. I kind of felt it kind of dry. I added a little bit of space just to, you know, kind of give it a little bit more reverb. So after I came up with that, I was like, cool, that sounds cool. But like I said, it still kind of sounded dry. I added some like layers, just a little bit more feel to it. Before I really started using Contact a lot for strings and shit, I pulled up this discontinued VST called Orchestral. I opened that up and I went to string sections, full strings, and literally just came up with this. So once I came up with that, I was like, cool, I got, you know, something to build around with. The next thing I did was actually layer down the 808s. I literally got nothing on my mixer track. It's all leveling, and even my what's it called, master channel, I only had a soft clipper and a little EQ. On the actual 808 sample, I really brought it in just to give it a little bit more, like, how can I say, make it a little bit more shorter, because it is cool, but I just wanted it to be a little, you know, a little more bouncy, so I cut it off a little. I usually do this with my 808s, especially with my spins, just to give it a little bit more punch. I know some people actually turn their shit up, like they boost it up, but actually I double them. It should actually be hidden.
You said you like put 2 of the same like on the pattern?
Like, once I get an actual pattern, like, I feel like personally it don't hit hard enough, so I just double them. So the next thing that I did, added the little clap. But even then with the clap, I still felt it a little bit naked, so I added this snare. Now this comes my favorite part, this hi-hat pattern. So I added this little hi-hat pattern, just basic 2-step, and just added some rolls. And once I got that, I just started adding to the beat. Like, once I got the actual, like, the basics down, I just started adding the kick and these open hats. But and once I added that, I added another simple little side snare. Yeah, once that came out, I wanted to add something a little bit different. I went back to the orchestral and I opened this little full string staccato. This one I actually played on my MIDI. That's basically that's how this all came.
One of my niggas got out and I know to win this, so I'm getting sick and tired of that order. I'm rich as fuck, I can do what I wanna. Came over sober, she left here a stoner.
Whenever I do contact, these are the banks that I use. It's not much to it that I really use. Like, other than the Maveric's my go-to piano.
For placement beats, like, I've been trying to experiment my beats with like some crazy shit, you know, crazy hi-hats and shit like that. Like, how experimental do you think like you can get for a placement beat? Like, is there a limit to what you could do? Like, obviously not like putting like 100 sounds and shit like that, but like, yeah, is
not
there like
necessarily, because like if you really think about it, there's so many genres out of trap. There's like the sky's the limit to you can get a crazy beat with an R&B artist, with a rock, you know, with a pop artist. It's like there's no really too how can I say, there's no ceiling for real. All right then, boys, I'm gonna let you guys go. You guys have a nice one, blessed one.
Yo, if you like this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you don't miss no other uploads. Also, if you want early access to these interviews, if you want to participate in these interviews and these behind the beats live, if you want to participate in the Q&As, or you want exclusive content from these guest producers, group sessions, one-on-one sessions, and sign up for my Patreon. It's a monthly membership where you get all that access, you know what I'm saying, plus a private Discord. With that being said, I'll see you on the next video.